Tulip Mania. In the 1600 seconds, tulips were so trendy in the Netherlands that some bulbs were worth more than houses. Then, boom, the bubble popped, and suddenly people had expensive flowers nobody wanted. Basically, the first recorded crypto crash, but with petals. Good gold standard. For centuries, money was tied to actual gold. You could exchange your dollars for shiny yellow metal. Sounds stable, right? The problem is, economies grow faster than gold supplies. That's why most countries eventually said, forget the gold, let's just promise this paper has value. Fiat money. Your money today? It's not backed by gold, silver, or even pizza. It's worth something because your government says so. And because we all collectively agree that these colorful pieces of paper or numbers on a screen are actually valuable. If the trust breaks, so does the system. The invisible hand. Adam Smith's big idea. He said, if everyone looks out for their own self-interest, the economy will kind of magically organize itself in a balanced way. Like everyone's selfishness forming an accidental group project. Except in this one, stuff actually gets done. Hyperinflation. Imagine bread costing $2 one week and $4 million the next. That's hyperinflation, where money loses value so fast it basically becomes confetti. Famous case? Zimbabwe in the 2000 seconds, where they had a $100 trillion bill. Spoiler, not as fun as it sounds. Opportunity cost. Every time you choose one thing, you're giving up something else. If you spend $10 on coffee, the opportunity cost is not investing that $10 or eating tacos instead. Basically, life is full of invisible trade-offs we barely notice. Gresham's law. Bad money drives out good. In history, when you had two forms of currency, say silver coins and cheaper alloys, people spent the bad ones and hoarded the good ones, which proves humans have always been good at gaming the system. The paradox of thrift. Individually saving money is smart, but when everyone does it at once, the economy slows down, businesses collapse, and ironically, people end up poorer. Moral of the story? If everyone clutches their wallet, no one wins. The tragedy of the common. If everyone has access to a shared resource, people often overuse it, ruining it for everyone. Think overfishing, pollution, or your office communal fridge. Humans are terrible at sharing when money's on the line. Inflation versus deflation. Inflation means your money buys less over time. Deflation means your money buys more, but businesses collapse because prices fall. Both extremes are bad. Economists basically just want the Goldilocks zone. Leverage. Borrowing money to invest more money works great until it doesn't. If things go well, you double or triple gains. If things go badly, you're bankrupt before lunch. High risk, high regret. Ponzi scheme. A type of fraud where money from new investors is used to pay old investors. It looks legit until the cash inflow dries up. Bernie Madoff ran the biggest one in history, proving greed and lies scale really, really big. Economies of scale. If you produce one t-shirt, it might cost $20. If you produce a million, maybe $3 each. Big companies get cheaper production as they grow, which is why megacore crush smaller competitors. Bulk is beautiful. The Laffer curve and odd idea. If tax rates are too high, people avoid paying. So lowering taxes could actually bring in more money, up to a point. Too low, and the government's broke. The sweet spot is what economists keep arguing about. Speculative bubbles. Prices rise because people believe they'll rise more. When that belief shatters, the bubble bursts. It's happened over tulips, housing, .coms, and crypto. Humans really can't resist a good hype train. Moral hazard. If someone is protected from risk, they act more recklessly. Example, a banker making risky loans because he knows the government will bail him out. It's like giving a teenager a sports car and unlimited gas. Nothing good ends here. Sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested time, money, or energy into something, so you keep going even if it sucks. Example, staying through a bad movie because you already bought the ticket. In finance, this ruins investors daily. The Big Short, not just a movie. In 2008, some investors realized the housing market was about to crash. Everyone else thought they were crazy. They bet against the system and made billions when it collapsed. Sometimes being the pessimist pays. Recession versus depression. A recession is when your neighbor loses their job. A depression is when you lose yours. Recessions are common, depressions are rare, but both cost governments billions trying to fix the vibes. Time value of money. $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow because you can invest it and make it grow. That's why rich people obsess over compounding and why procrastinators are terrible investors. Too big to fail, banks so massive that if they collapse, the whole economy does too. Governments often bail them out, making them even bigger next time, like rewarding a kid for breaking the biggest vase. The efficient market hypothesis. In theory, stock prices already include all available information. So beating the market is basically luck. In practice, well, some folks still get very, very rich. Coincidence? Debate continues. Creative destruction. Old industries die when new ones emerge, like streaming killing DVDs or cars replacing horses. Painful short-term, beneficial long-term. The economy's way of saying adapt or die. Hedge funds, exclusive clubs where rich people pool billions and make risky bets no one else can. Sometimes genius, sometimes pure chaos. When it works, they're gods. When it doesn't, taxpayers often foot the bill indirectly. Cryptocurrency. Digital money run by math instead of governments. Bitcoin fans call it the future. Skeptics call it a pyramid scheme with more steps. Either way, it made a whole generation suddenly interested in economics. Universal Basic Income, UBI. Give everyone free cash every month, no strings attached. Sounds utopian, right? Some say it'll end poverty. Others fear people will just become lazy Netflix machines. The jury's still out.